Stop scrolling for 1 second, because today I want to share with you the secret to fulfillment, how to live a fulfilled life. Have you ever asked yourself the question, why am I here? What's the point of it all? And what am I meant to do with my life? If yes, congratulations for thinking deeper and looking for a greater reason of your life. And if no, you're welcome, because now I put those questions in your head. So what is the purpose of life? There was a study from an Australian nurse who counseled the dying in their last days and the end of their lives. And most of her patients, they had less than 12 weeks to live. And as part of her therapy, she would ask them about any regrets they had at the end of their life, or what would they do different if life gave them a second chance. And she got all kind of different responses, but there was one most common regret that stood out from all. And I think this regret can be an invaluable piece of advice for us to learn from their wisdom. And that's why it's a really good thing that you're watching this video now. So the one most common regret of all, they said, was, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I think the biggest lesson we can learn from this regret is the importance to live a fulfilled life, a meaningful life, a purposeful life, a life that matters to us and not to others. And I think this most common regret from the study reveals the questions, what am I supposed to do with my life? What is my purpose? And the answer is making a difference, finding meaning in your own personal journey. Because almost every human being's deepest desire is to make a difference. Everybody wants to leave a mark in this world. They want to be able to feel as though their life served a purpose, and usually this purpose is linked to having a significant impact on the world. So through making a difference, we can find fulfillment in life. And you make the greatest difference in life by being yourself. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you the 4 steps you can take right now to live a more fulfilled life. The first step is to find what is most important to you, what is your highest value to live true to yourself. And everyone has a unique, fingerprint specific set of values. You won't find this set of values anywhere else. And we find a hierarchy in our values based on what is most important and what is least important to us. And you realize that what is most important to us, we feel as it's our calling, the thing we're meant to do. And you will never require any motivation to do what is most important to you, because you're most focused, most disciplined and inspired to do this. But our values can also change over time. And you maybe experience this for yourself or someone around you. When the mother becomes a baby, suddenly the whole life will be around this baby. She starts to read parenting books or learns more about raising a kid. And I can promise you, almost any topic of any kind of conversation will be around that baby. She spends most of her time somehow related to that baby, and no one needs to remind her of doing this. And this is not because she didn't like her life before, it's because her baby becomes her highest value. So in order to live a life true to what's most important to you, you first need to discover what's most important to you. Discover what is your passion, what lights you up. The second step is to align your life with your highest values. When we only spend time on the things that are truly important to us, we will find fulfillment and success in our lives, because no one needs to motivate us and remind us of doing those things. We will research, we will study, we will learn, we will do things getting better because we're truly interested in it. But it's also important that we don't do the things we think are important because maybe other people tell us that are important. When we do this, we start to live on their values. And that means we start to live in a fantasy which can't fulfill us, and we start to sabotaging ourselves. For example, if your parents think it's important to get a high-paying job, to earn enough money, to buy a house, buy a car, go on holiday, support a family, etc., you maybe will go out and get a job in the corporate world because you think that's where you get enough money. But you won't be happy because you don't live on your true values. You think based on what's important for your parents. And you will find yourself disengaged at work. And instead of doing your actual work, you probably will be surfing on the internet more or even watching this video. Don't worry, I won't tell them. This job won't fulfill you. And because we spend so much time at work, we spend this huge part of our lives doing something we don't enjoy, it's really hard to live a fulfilled life. So that's why it's so important and beneficial actually for you as well to do something you love for a living. The third step is to set goals based on what most inspires you. You will feel fulfilled if you achieve something that is most important to you. And I think no one can deny that a feeling of success and achieving something very important to you makes you feel damn good. And because you don't need any outer motivation and you're most focused and disciplined on your most important things, on your highest values, you realize that you will actually even achieve these goals and achieve them also way faster. Here's an example of one of my friends. She used to work in administration, but she wasn't passionate about her job at all. She thought it's an easy job to learn and make good money from it. But she was dragging herself to work and was waiting for Friday literally every week. But if you'd know her, she's the most craziest person about dogs and animals. Every time when we go to a cafe, she first needs to say hi and pet every single dog who is around there. And now she finally aligned her life, her passion with her job. So she started to studying pet nursery. And she said that it doesn't feel like studying at all. She can't wait for her next lessons or her next assignments, and she wants to learn more. She's so passionate about it. And she said it also made such a huge difference in the quality of her life. And now she finally aligned her passion with a goal, studying this pet nursery and also with her job. And here was the thing. You will inspire the most people by actually living an inspired life. The fourth and final step is to start prioritizing your life on what lights you up. So if you don't spend your time on what is most important to you, you will fill your time with low distractions and procrastinate. If you don't spend your money on your high priorities, you will spend it on low distractions and waste your money and your wealth will go down. If you don't spend your time with the people who are most important to you, you will fill your time with people who are maybe not so important to you and drag you down. So fill your life, your month, your weeks, your days, your hours with the things that are most important to you first, so that you don't even have room for low distractions or low important things. Here's a question you can ask yourself every single day. How will today help me to fulfill my highest value? When you start giving yourself permission to first discover what is most important to you, what are your values, what is your passion, and second, to pursuing those things by allowing yourself to build a life around what is most important to you, to go after your dreams, to follow your bliss, to do what you love, then you will live a fulfilled and inspired life, true to yourself. By being your unique, true self, you will make the greatest difference. And by making the greatest difference, you will feel the greatest fulfillment in life. That's why I made it my mission to help you find what you love, what most inspires you, and turn it into a business so you can be the most successful, most fulfilled, and most impactful person you know. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and tag someone who you think should watch it. You are meant to do amazing things, and I believe in you. I talk to you soon.